What up, guys? Total Control 871. Here I am. I know it's been a while since I did a video. Okay, so we're kind of I just want to throw together some lateral Censor-Log remnants. Like I say, I get censored so much on YouTube that I would literally be doing these lateral Censor-Logs until the cows came home. So I'm just gonna throw together two, I don't know, maybe three, kind of roll them together in just one video. Okay, so let's take a look at the Catholic Church's latest saint.
Well, a new documentary is hitting theaters today, and it follows a group of teens as they learn about the remarkable life of the first millennial saint, Carlo Acutis.
Not really expecting to get a lot out of it from the religious point of it.
I want to have a good time having Italian food.
I always questioned, is God real?
The attraction of Carlo Acutis is that he's a young millennial saint who was technologically savvy.
His goal is to get people off of his website back into church.
Jim Wahlberg worked on the film Carlo Acutis, The Roadmap to Reality, and he joins us now. Jim, it's so great to have you on. For those who don't know about this young man who died, I believe, in 2006, he's about to be canonized a saint. By the way, his canonization was postponed because of the Pope's funeral. But tell us who he is and why he's going to be up for canonization. Why will he be a saint?
Yeah, so it's interesting. First of all, thank you so much for having me. This young man fell in love with Jesus and the Eucharist at a very young age, even younger than before he made his first Holy Communion. In fact, he asked if he could make his first Holy Communion early because he was so desirous of being one with the body of Christ. He came from a family that was not very religious, and in fact, ended up bringing his own family back to the faith. So this young man did some very simple things, and it's an indication that any one of us could be a saint. He evangelized people. He built a website and collected information on Eucharistic miracles. So it was the first time all of those miracles could be found in one place, all with the hope of leading people to the church.
Okay, so that's just a quick synopsis of what the young man has done in his life. By the way, full disclosure, I'm not Catholic, so this is just simply my opinions, I'm not Catholic. If I'm not mistaken, I think somewhere down in the comment section, there are others probably from either Pentecostal or Baptist or other Methodists, Presbyterian, a lot of them just simply believe that if you're a born-again Christian, then that makes you a saint of God. Hey, I have no hell to take anybody out of and no heaven to put them in. Okay? I got enough on my plate trying to take care of my own wretched soul, so... But, okay, so I am very happy that the young man has found Christ Jesus. That is wonderful. I am very happy that he was able to maybe bring his family closer to God, to bring scores of young people back to the church. All very admirable, which is kind of what I get into talking about down in the comments section. So what do you say we pop open the comments section and take a look at what we got, shall we? Okay, pop myself over there. Okay, so I'm shocked my comment was allowed to stand, because I'm telling you, I'm going to show you some of these comments that have been, that the YouTube censorship algorithm has deleted, and you're going to be like, wow, I cannot believe the censorship has gotten that bad on YouTube. I mean, seriously, it is just way out of control. And one of the many naughty words, that you're not allowed to say in the comments section is their competitor, Rumble. You're so fearful of competition, Alphabet Google is so fearful of competition, but if you're so scared, then Well, why don't you just simply let people have their say? Good Lord, you've got Section 230C protection. So that's kind of where this whole thing just really gets weird. You could kind of understand where these big tech platforms, where they come from. They don't want to be drowned in lawsuits, but these lawsuits could be systematically ejected, you know. But then again, you know what? Let me just show you these comments, and we're going to get into this because it is just crazy. So I said, because basically that's what they said, that he built a website helping young people to come back to the church. Hey, very lovely, very wonderful. And my comment here a day ago, again, I'm shocked it was allowed to stand. I say, so he did web design, and now he's to be placed in the category of those who have suffered, sacrificed, and died for Christ. I mean, remember, John the Baptist was beheaded, you know, and our documentary filmmaker, he goes on to try and kind of put like a spit shine on the young man's lack of resume, if you want to call it a resume for sainthood. I know it sounds weird, like it's a job or something, like a CEO job or whatnot. And of course it is very creepy that, remember, Catholics end up praying to these people. They pray to the dead. Hey, your religion, practice it however you want. I only pray to Christ Jesus and God the Father. Nobody else. Mary, she was a wonderful woman. Mary and Joseph, I'm sure they had their own trials and tribulations. I would like to think that they have secured their place in heaven. But at the end of the day, they were nothing more than sinners just like me, just like you. All saved by the grace of God, should you allow Christ Jesus into your life. Anyway, getting back to my comments here. So he did web design, and now he's to be placed in the same category of those who have suffered, sacrificed, and died for Christ. The church is truly lost. Yes, it is. Let's open up our replies. I got, again, remember, whenever there is engagement, that will set off the YouTube censorship. People are looking at this. People are taking notice. Activate the throttling process so that we can begin to attack this. Let's see here. We got, what is it? GMIP says to me, you are lost and blind if that's all you can see. Well, GMIP's entitled to his opinion. His opinion. These are bots. They're bots, okay? They're bots. Who are we kidding? And they are secured by channels, you know, YouTube. Anyway, to which I said, and again, I'm shocked this was allowed to, well, actually, when I said this, said the cult parishioner to normal people, this was actually deleted. And I kind of, as you can see, it's edited, so I tinkered around with it. I edited, but then I just, I think I only changed like maybe a couple of prepositions, you know. I think I originally said, said the cult to its, or I'm shocked that this was allowed to stand, okay, because it's criticism, and YouTube doesn't allow criticism. Just simply doesn't. It's an echo chamber. It is a captured, government-sponsored echo chamber. Anywho, when that was once I learned that was deleted, or I thought deleted, I replied again and I said, using sarcasm here, and I have also begun to learn that the YouTube algorithm, it's struggling with sarcasm and snark. Sometimes it can detect it, sometimes not. You know, we'll see if we can maybe get into some clarification as to how that works. So I say, you know what? You're right, and I was wrong. Could you please point me in the direction where I can be adequately brainwashed like you? Again, I'm surprised that this was allowed to stand. So now we got a new bot that has been dispatched. John Rome. John says he got sick from a type of cancer, a type of leukemia cancer. I'm not even going to begin to try to pronounce that word. So he says he got sick, cancered, and offered his own suffering for the church. Okay, I'm still not seeing anything particularly sainthood here. To the church, he died within 5 days. Okay, very sad. While doing his regular studies in school. Okay. He helped the poor of his neighborhood. He taught catechism in the parish to young children. He helped struggling students. He evangelized through the internet. Okay, all very nice, all very nice, all very admirable, to which is exactly what I said here. I replied to John Rome here, and I said, all very admirable qualities, and while his illness is regrettable, I fail to see how any of this qualifies him for canonization. I have no idea if that canonization is spelled correctly or not. And again, remember, this is not even my religion. I'm just simply opining on it. I'm just simply, giving my opinion. The list of accomplishments that you have cited can be found among millions of people, both young and old, and that is very much indeed correct. And again, like I say, even if he had done something tremendous, sainthood in the context of Catholics, remember, they pray to their dead. I don't pray to John the Baptist. John the Baptist was a noble man, but John the Baptist is dead, been dead for thousands of years, okay? He awaits judgment right along with the rest of us, okay? There's nothing John the Baptist or Virgin Mary or Mary Magdalene or Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, none of these people can do anything for me. Okay, I don't pray to them. They're not my God. They're not my Lord and Savior. I have one Lord and Savior. Okay? And I'm sorry, but these people are dead. They died thousands of years ago, and they're still dead. Christ is not. Christ has indeed risen. He is risen. Okay, so let's get a look at what we got here. John comes back and says, the canonization, now John spells it differently. John might be spelling it correctly. So, well, tip of the hat to him. The canonization of one person doesn't deny the sanctity of many other unknown people. Okay, I never implied that. The church officially declares the sanctity of some faithful because she finds true proofs of it. Okay. As far as proofs of it, that's a matter of faith. Again, this is the Catholic faith. I am not Catholic. I can't tell them, what is adequate, what meets the criteria of their saint. I'm just a non-Catholic giving my opinion. Sanctity of faith, what is it? The church officially declares the sanctity of some faithful because she finds true proofs of it, including post-mortem miracles, which, by my faith, is simply not possible. When you die, it is over. Your work on this earth is over. Whatever you have done, both good and bad, it is over and the book is closed and you now wait in judgment. And I pray to God that you have done what you have to, that your name appears in the book of life. I pray that my name appears in the book of life. I struggle with this. So post-mortem miracles, this person cannot perform a miracle after he has died. But again, that's their faith. I can't tell them how to believe. And by the way, I don't challenge any of that. in my reply, in my taboo censor reply. I challenge none of this, because who am I to tell them how to practice their faith? I can comment, I can give my opinion, but anyway, let's continue on. But it's still a tiny fraction of the many saints known only to God. I believe that is true. There are many wonderful people out there whose great works are indeed known only to God. But let's get, as you can see here, can you see the scroll here? I can no longer scroll anymore. And that is because my comment has been deleted, censored. So let's take a look at our forbidden comment. Let's pop it in here. Okay, we got her posted. Open her up. To which I reply and say, look, I never said anything about other people being denied sanctity. I was merely saying out loud what the whole world is thinking, that the church is so desperate for new young blood that it's willing to make a mockery of its own canonization process. And like I say, even though I'm not a Catholic, I don't believe the way that they believe, but I feel that to be a very fair assessment. I think there are many, many Catholics out there who are rolling their eyes at the young man. Like, well, hey, it's why I got 4 likes. And I think there are many out there, both Catholic and non-Catholic, who think that you built the web design and, you know, you are one of many, many teen evangelists. You know, do you know how many teen evangelists out there? You know, they got all kinds of youth, spiritual retreats out there. Even if he was one of the better ones, my light went on, my timer went on. I'm not drowned out by the light, am I? Hope not. And we'll do. But yeah, so there you go. This is of course completely forbidden comment. Let's pop over to, I have to pop over to the notifications, and I will show you how it was censored. Dun dun dun! Uh-oh, people. I think we might got some breaking news here. This is weird. This is creepy. Okay, so I popped over to the notifications. That's how I can refresh and show you guys how the comment gets deleted. Okay. Like I say, this algorithm thing, it's growing. It's doesn't know. Well, after all, I'm using what a Samsung, a phone that has Android technology inside of it. So it is kind of weird. It's like, am I being spied on in real time? I don't think a human being is necessarily watching and observing my recording this, you know. So even though this isn't being uploaded anywhere yet, I'm still recording this. It's not a live feed, but is Alphabet Google spying on you when you do cut on your cameras to start recording, to start vlogging? Does it start, you know, can it beam back? Even though I'm not live right now, is the software in my phone communicating with the hub brain, the big Google hub brain? Is it communicating with that live in real time? 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Is that talking with the hub? I don't know. This is breaking news. Okay, I'm going to hit it again. I'm going to refresh again, and we're going to see if the comment is still there. There it is. It is now 4 minutes old. Dun dun dun. So apparently this was now it's being allowed. I even had here, I'll show you real quick. We'll tap on the reply again, and I will show you when I was being, what do you call it? Censored. You know, the comment was being censored. so that I even gave a critiquing comment about the censorship, because obviously you are not, number one, YouTube wants to censor the bejesus out of everything that you're saying, and you're not allowed to criticize that censorship. You cannot criticize the censorship. The ever-growing list of things that you can and cannot say, it's ever-growing, and you cannot criticize that. So I'm going to show you what it is that I said here. Shouldn't take but a second here. I think that 801 is about to turn to 802, but you'll see here, because I'll show you. There it goes, 802. Hold on. Boom. We're back now. Still 802 up there. Obviously I didn't have, because I got this all on my clipboard. So this was also censored. Let's read it. Where I said, "Sorry, John, but your master, YouTube, thinks you're not adult enough to view my reply and has decided to censor it via the censorship algorithm. So I guess we can't finish our conversation. Just remember, Alphabet Google has made this decision for you to keep you safe." Let's refresh. I'm interested to see if this is allowed. Interesting. Okay, so my original comment is standing, but here it is. I'm got my finger here, and as you can see, I'm trying to scroll up, so there's nothing more. There's nothing more. So you can see that, I am indeed being censored. My original comment, I don't know, maybe does this, take a minute? It just really, hold on. I'm about to see if I can close my curtain and maybe bounce some of the light from in back of me in front. See if that helps. Helps the lighting. Kind of, sort of. Yeah, so there you go. I'm clearly not making it up. But yeah, as we see here, I go on to say, look, I never said anything about other people being denied sanctity. I was merely saying out loud what the whole world is thinking, and they are thinking it, that the church is so desperate for new young blood that it is willing to make a mockery of its own canonization process. Interesting. But yeah, I'll pop it back again, because I think this is still a lateral censor log, and I'm clearly still being censored. So let's put it back again. Okay. So yeah, we are now looking at the new taboo. Originally, this was the taboo. Well, they were both taboo. But this is apparently, now this is being allowed. And now this is the new taboo. The new taboo. Sorry, John, but your master, YouTube, thinks you're not adult enough to view my reply. That would be the reply right there. View my reply and has decided to censor it via the censorship algorithm. So I guess we can't finish our conversation. We were having an adult conversation. Nobody was screaming. Nobody was calling names. Nobody was using pejoratives. It was literally a civil conversation. You should ask yourself why YouTube doesn't want people having civil debate. Is it only anger, enmity that Google Alphabet wants to see among the citizenry, among the world? Some men just want to see the world burn. Isn't that what Alfred told Bruce? Dark Knight? Some men just want to see the world burn. I don't know, is that what we're looking at here? So apparently, I cannot criticize the censorship itself. I find that very, very interesting. Let us refresh. I don't know. Will it be there? Will it not be there? I do find this interesting, though. if you take note, notice how the, hold on here, excuse me. Get rid of that. All right, let's see if it's still there or not. It's not, it's gone. Okay, so there you go. That concludes our Catholic Saint Lateral Censor-Log portion. Let's pop over and take a look at Amuleto. Okay, guys, I popped on some more light here. Sun is gone. This is Amuleto. Okay, and this particular Amuleto, I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. It's called I'm Good. That is the name of the Amuleto. I got to get a new tripod. See how I just got to get a new tripod. So yeah, Amuleto, I'm Good. I'm going to give you a couple tastes of the minutes here, of maybe give you a quick synopsis of what it's all about. And then we're going to take a look at our forbidden comment. Or is it forbidden? I literally don't know. I have not gone ahead. Maybe YouTube's, maybe they are reviewing things that have been deleted by me, seeing as how if they are indeed in communication with my phone. If it's, in live communication with my phone, as my phone reports back to its master AI, this is what the one that I've been assigned to spy on. Like our phones are, we all know it. They're all there in our homes to spy on us, and they beam back information. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's what they're doing. It's what they're actively doing. And my only thing that I'm speculating over is this information, is it happening right now as I'm making this video? So have they also raced ahead, anticipated that I'm going to be exposing the Amuleto segment here, and have now greenlit and authorized that comment? And I mean, if you thought the last comment was crazy benign and, you're censoring that, why? If you thought that was bad, wait till you get a load of the Amuleto comment that is actively being censored. Or at least it was a few hours ago. Just saying. Let's take a look here, shall we?
Honestly, dude, it is great to be back. Working from home is driving me nuts.
Totally. I love the office.
I mean, I can see if you have, like, a lame job, but we get to be creatives.
Yeah. What's the deal with the new guy? Herman?
I think it's pronounced Herman.
Dude is a freak.
Yeah.
He's like a machine.
Definitely on the spectrum.
Must be lonely. I mean, look at him go.
I wish we had like 50 more of them.
So he says, "Have you seen my stapler?"
Hey, Herman?
Is that a genuine laugh?
A few of us are gonna grab some drinks if you wanna come. It's on the company.
I'm good.
All right. Have a good weekend.
Hey, Herman. Just a reminder that we have our all-hands team meeting today at noon.
I'm good.
Okay.
Hi. Did you see my email for those revisions we need?
I'm good.
What do you mean you're good? I need this by EOD.
I'm good.
why I'm here. We've been getting some complaints around the office that you haven't been completing your tasks. Listen, man, is it something I did? What do you need? Time off? A therapist?
I'm good.
Nothing? Nothing.
What should we do? Should we report him? He's not even doing anything.
I don't know.
Should we fire him?
I don't think we can do that yet.
Why not?
I think he's Native American. I don't know. It's complicated. I think he's been sleeping in the office.
Why is it complicated? You just fire him.
We can't do that anymore.
We're not going to fire him because he's Native American.
But we can fire somebody who's sleeping in the office, maybe.
I guess this is going to be a full-size episode. Okay, so what Amaletto likes to do is that it likes to challenge people cerebrally. There is a really good Amaletto out there. Came out about 6 years ago, called Charlie. Had to do with a homeless man, and I just think it is just the best. Really showcases hypocrisy, you know, in that particular Amaletto. We had a social worker counselor criticizing Charlie, a homeless man, a self-avowed alcoholic and drug addict. And we learned that the social worker, they were out all night themselves, drinking, partying, so much so they couldn't get up on time, couldn't get to work on time, a lot of stuff like that. And basically what the whole Amaletto episode was trying to point out to you is that although you would criticize Charlie, the alcoholic and drug addict, as it turns out, you know, people who do have houses, they themselves have their own issues. So anyway, getting back to Herman here in the I'm Good episode of Amaletto. Now, I took some snippets here. I wanted to play just enough for you that you could understand and maybe see what's going on in the background. What they're trying to say here, this is what they're trying to say, is that all of the white office workers are basically presumably, see, it's presumably wasting time. When we first see Herman, he's clickety-clacking, typing away. He's even complimented. He said that, you know, they say that, wow, he's great, he's awesome, we need 10 more just like him. But then Herman begins to slack off in his duties, and he just basically sits there staring at a screen. Now, what they're implying, they don't say it directly, but what they're implying is that all of these white, mostly male office workers, they themselves are wasting time talking about Herman and even go on to conspire about Herman, conspire how to get rid of him. And it's implied, you know, in a very subliminal way that, you know, the people who he's talking to, do you see them feverishly working? No. So basically, they're trying to do a race thing here. They're trying to do a stereotype ploy here. They're trying to say that you only think Herman is lazy because of his race, because he just sits there staring at a screen with the DVD screensaver bouncing around and does nothing else. And it is implied that nobody else in the office is doing anything else. As a matter of fact, sorry if I'm going to spoil the episode for you, but all the way at the end of the episode, they say that, this is a spoiler, get ready now, that they get an email because they've been emailing corporate about what to do about Herman. This is an employee that just simply sits around and does absolutely nothing. Now, it might be implied that his white counterparts don't do anything, but that isn't what we see. You know, we don't see them just sitting and staring, you know. There's nothing about them that leads you to believe that nothing is going on in this office. As a matter of fact, we see where the what appears to be a female supervisor comes out and says, "Hey, I need something by EOD end of day." So obviously work is going on in this office. And we also hear that he's criticized that he's not completing his task. If others were just simply goofing off and not doing any work. Now you can have your arguments, your Doge arguments all you want about just how needed they are doing their jobs, but they're not sitting there doing absolutely nothing. Sitting in the same chair, if I'm not mistaken, I think he wears the same clothes, so, and he refuses to leave. So we could even get into, is this also metaphor about immigration? He's someplace where he shouldn't be, But I think they say he's Native American. I don't know. They wanted to point that out to maybe make it clear that he's not South American because he's someplace he isn't supposed to be. But yeah, so that's they're trying to do it. They're trying to make a racial ploy here, make a racial play. That you only agree that Herman is lazy and does nothing because of his race, and that I'm sorry, I don't believe that the filmmakers succeeded in their task. You're trying to say that we the observing audience only think of him that way because of his race. In other words, the whole purpose of this entire episode is to, yes, make you feel guilty about being white, or if you're a minority like me, to hate white people. It's a very divisive episode. It's purely there to socially engineer hate and enmity among the races. If you're a minority, you should hate white people because white people want you to actually work. I saw nothing in the episode. I get it. We saw one guy kind of goofing off on his phone. Everybody, I'm not saying that there isn't room for trimming fat or Doge couldn't do its thing in this particular company, were it affiliated with the government, but I don't think the people who are complaining about Herman are not just simply sitting in front of their computer, staring into space and doing absolutely nothing. So I'm sorry, their implied racism, I personally feel that it failed. Okay, let's go over to the comment section and take a look at our forbidden comment. Okay, here. Now, nothing. I mean, I'm not even my original reply. Mine just simply did not get done here. So, let's see here. Pop open. And, alrighty, there we go, people. Let's open her up. To which I say, because that's what Herman keeps saying. That's his little tagline. It's why the episode is called I'm Good. People are coming to him, can we wake you up out of yourself to get you to be productive? I'm good. Hey, I need this by the end of the day. I'm good. So I say, because they're also lamenting, oh my God, how can we fire him? How can we get rid of him? Well, I say simply do this. The solution to the problem was so simple. Simply stop paying Herman, and when he complains about not getting a paycheck, just say, I'm good. And let's take a look. Let's give a tappy poo to see what our comment reads as. 404, no! Oh, no. I am sorry, people, but that is a forbidden comment. Who the hell do I think I am saying such things? Oh my God. Come on, let's... there it is. I'm sorry. Let's see. Is there anywhere in there? Am I calling him a spick? Wetback? See, I learned all of those slurs, those pejoratives, so late in life. Like, Not only did I learn the word kike very, very late in life, I didn't even know how to spell it. Like, is it spelled with a C or with a K? I don't even know, So, because that's me for you. I don't use slur or pejoratives when I argue my points. I mean, if you'll excuse me for saying so, but God seems to have blessed me with a slightly above average intelligence, and I have a gift and an affinity for linguistics. So, why not just simply use the gifts that God gave me? Why do I have to reach for vulgar language? I don't need to do that. I don't need to call you all kinds of slurs. All I have to do is craft a well-articulated argument. So this type of thing, it's snark, it's sarcasm. I don't know if the alphabet censorship algorithm is able to understand that or not, but frankly, whether I meant this sarcastically or literally, I mean, you're not doing any work, so you can't possibly cry that you've been cheated out of anything. If anything, shouldn't you pay the company for your room and board? I mean, look at you, you're there sleeping overnight. But apparently, no. 404, there was a problem. There's a big problem with you. How dare you say something critical of a minority that we are trying to exalt? We are trying to exalt minorities, and we are working very, very hard at getting white people to fucking hate themselves. And here you come along talking your disruptive talk. They're working so hard to get white people to hate themselves and to get minorities to hate white people, and definitely to get the entire world, all races, prepared for homogeny, to be completely homogenized, to be interbred into mud people. And when I say that, I want to be clear. I'm not saying that, white and black, I don't know, are there muds out there? They got different types of soil that come different shades of brown and stuff like that. I'm not actually talking about people's skin color when I say mud people. I'm just basically talking about your sludge brain. They work very, very hard to make you increasingly stupid. I was saying this to myself earlier tonight. I was saying that it's not that this deep state, the Zion oligarchs and the deep state, and it's not that they're particularly super intelligent. I mean, they are intelligent. They are very smart, very crafty. Yes. But it's more of we need to make the citizenry, the world population, increasingly stupid. I mean, it might not be from the movie series franchise of Planet of the Apes, where a virus makes Homo sapiens stupid, but there is something that's going on that is being unleashed on the world, America in particular, to make them simply increasingly stupid. So that you think a comment as benign as that should be censored, that you agree with YouTube that it should be censored. I don't know. What do you think? It's all pretty wild. Hold on, let me pop over. I want to just check my clipboard real quick here, because I know I got like a few of them that I cut and pasted, and I just wanted to see what it had to say. I found one. Mind you, this is not attached to the Amuletto. I forget, there are so many of these shootings, I can't even keep them straight. But I was commenting on one of the latest shootings, and of course they're very anti-Second Amendment. They always want to make it about the guns and not the psychotropic head pills. To where I say, oh, look, everybody, another shooting where corporate media will do everything in its power to not mention or question authorities about Big Pharma over prescribed head pills. I mean, I'm happy to entertain illegal drug use as a cause, but why isn't anyone taking a hard look at the glaring common denominator that connects most of these shootings: head pills. Now, this isn't on its original video, so I'm not entirely sure if the censorship algorithm has deleted this or not. Let's tap on it and find out. That is also 404, yes. So it's, like I said, I got a whole clipboard of these comments that are just simply forbidden. As you can see here, there is no threat. There is no implied threat, no veiled threat. Nobody's being spoken of. Put it like this. If it is the argument of Alphabet Google that my implying persons taking psychopharmaceuticals are dangerous to society, because maybe that's what they're taking issue with. Total control. You shouldn't say such things. Millions of people take these medications. Life-saving medications is what they'd call it. And they never become violent. Oh. Well, I suppose you've got a point. But I tell you what, why don't we stay with that particular brand of logic of yours? If indeed just simply having something or using something doesn't make you dangerous, uh-oh! I think you see where I'm going. Or do you see where I'm going? That's right, I forgot. You might be one of the many whose minds are being made malleable and unable to disseminate. So, that's okay. I'll swaddle you up and I will spoon feed the information to you. So, if indeed that's what they're saying, if that's what their 404 effrontery, if my comment is an affront to the mentally ill, the so-called mentally ill, I don't believe in mental illness. I think most people have a big pharma head injury, a brain injury. I seriously believe this. They have a big pharma brain injury. And if that's what you're saying, that millions and millions of people consume these medications and yet they never become violent, well, it can also be said that millions and millions of people, law-abiding citizens to be specific, own firearms and never become violent. But you're perfectly okay with blaming those people, with blaming their firearms, with vilifying firearms. You'll vilify the Second Amendment, but you won't vilify the head pills. Ah, interesting. Very, very interesting. So, like I say, I could go on here. I'm hitting 50 minutes here. I think I'll give it a wrap right now. There's a whole bunch in there that, let's see, I think there was there's just so much that and then they complain. We're hemorrhaging subscribers. We're hemorrhaging viewers. Rumble's taking everything. Well, dude, you sit there and you censor like crazy. You know what? I am going to end with something. Ain't I a motherfucker? You know, I do love my Rumble. Chris Pawlowski and Ray over at BitChute. You know, BitChute's been kicked out of the UK. I believe Dan Dix just had an episode featuring Ray Vahey, creator of BitChute. Ray's in there for the good fight. And if you can, send Ray some love. Support BitChute. It really needs it. I'm sorry, but the journalist in me cannot play favorites. Let's go to the gallery and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Oh, And any of you over in YouTube world, the YouTube monitors who monitor my channel, stick around. You'll find this interesting too. What, oh what are we looking at now? Oh my, my, my. Oh, Stephen, you have been caught, my friend. Caught. A couple of things I want to point out here. I took a screenshot of this, what you're looking at. I went to comment about a couple weeks ago, and I came across this. Unable to comment, something went wrong, please try again later. Nothing went wrong. I've been banned from commenting on Louder with Crowder's channel. Okay. Now, a couple things I want to point out here about this whole banning, okay? If any of you out there watch Steven Crowder's content, you'll know that he is extremely vocal about all of the draconian censorship that he himself, his channel, his company has been saddled with. Just all kinds of draconian censorship. And I agree, it is draconian censorship, but Steve, buddy, just because you don't like what I have to say. And as you guys know, I don't say things that are chargeable. I'm not out there making wild claims talking about, I'm going to take a gun and kill everybody. I never say these types of things. I don't say anything that would cause or qualify for a case number to be hit at a federal agency or a local municipality and have cops dispatched and arrested for making terroristic threats. I say nothing like that. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I just simply, I give Steve his criticism. I give him his praise where he earns it, and I give him his criticism. But as it turns out, embarrassingly, Steve is indeed a thin-skinned, for all that manly beard of his and his sinewy muscles, and at the end of the day, he's just another limp-wristed faggot, okay? He's a fucking faggot, that's all he is. A thin-skinned, limp-wristed faggot, okay? Dan Bongino, too. You know, Dan Bongino, if I'm not mistaken, he's being hit with a lot of criticism. Man, please, I could. See, if you notice, I've been quiet for a while about a lot of things. And that's because I know, I believe the Bible says something about casting pearls before swine. I think that's in Matthew. My spiritual advisor, I asked him about the birth of Christ, and I wanted to read it, and he pointed me to Matthew, and I've just been reading the entire book of Matthew, and I think it said something in there. I believe it's in the Beatitudes, if I'm not mistaken, that casting your pearls before swines. And like I say, I feel stupid for having to constantly repeat the same material. I feel stupid for having to point out what is oh so glaringly obvious. You know, Dan Bongino, nice guy. I appreciate that he's willing to tackle the taboo topics, but you know, at the end of the day, they all fold. They fold like a house of cards because, remember, these are all people who have a great deal of money, and a lot of this money is in banks. Remember, Steve is extremely pro-Israel. He is a paid Jew shill. Both Dan Bongino and Steven Crowder. And Tim Pool. Although I got to give it to Tim. I don't know. It might change. I criticize the Jews on Tim's channel. I'm not banned yet. And of course, when I say that, I mean on Rumble or BitChute. I don't even bother subscribing or watching anything on YouTube. No, please. Yeah, but this is very embarrassing, Steve. And let us not lose sight that Steve is indeed I believe he... Oh, come on, stupid. Now you want to write. Let's try this again. And now, there you go. Let me ask you guys something who are avid watchers of Louder with Crowder. See how eagle-eyed you are. Like I say, your boy Total Control, the Knight Rider Censor. I'm always watching. It was when he joined the morning stream. What are they calling this stream? This aggregate stream of all of the top channels. They all just stream one after the other. And I do believe that Rumble may have quietly acquired. I don't know. Would Rumble buy both, all of these channels? I don't know. I think Tim Pool wants to sell his shit, and I think he's looking for a buyer. I don't think he'll ever admit it. But I do believe Rumble has some kind of a stake. They've got some kind of a hold on Steve. After the whole Daily Wire thing blew up in Steve's face, I think now he's a bit more demure about the whole thing. And like I say, hey, I myself said that a lot of the issues that Steve had with Jeremy Boring, a Jew, that he probably should have negotiated in good faith behind closed doors. But ultimately, Jeremy told them, you want an actual fair deal. I'm a Jew. We don't do fair deals. We do deals where we get the lion's share. And, like I say, Chris Pawlowski, I'm pretty sure he's a Jew as well. All these companies are Jew-owned. I do believe that eventually... We're going to find... See, I don't want to sit here and throw Chris under the bus. Let me give Chris his due. Matter of fact, I need to... I'm working on that with Christ Jesus to maybe not be so judgmental. Anyway, but like I say, I don't trust any of these platforms, even the free speech platforms. I don't trust them implicitly. I think they all, even Ray Vahey over at BitChute, I think they all have their breaking point. I think they all have their price tag, and I think they all will sell if the money is right. That's what I personally think. So that's why I say, I really haven't been uploading a whole lot. It's a reason. You guys won't always have me, Not to say it like I'm some, what do they call it? Not the Grand Poobah, but the Oracle. Not that I'm some Oracle. But yeah, let me get back to making my point here. So I got sidetracked. Steve put up the Rumble placard. And that's fine. You can do that. I wish Rumble sold them. I put up a placard on mine, but apparently they're tying it to how many subscribers you can get. Okay, whatever. Frankly, I think it's lost money, but I don't know. You can even have a special placard for those who get high subscribers, but I would at least sell a version of a Rumble placard on your store. I would. I'd buy one. Steve's wealth or his firearm, it's no longer on the desk. Interesting. And this occurred, I scrolled back in his channel. I wanted to know, when did the firearm go away and when did the Rumble placard come up? It was about 1 or 2 episodes into the new lineup. Their new lineup where they all stream one after the other. So definitely this was something done. I don't know if it was done at the behest of Rumble. I don't know if Chris or if... I'm sure it's more than just Chris. If there is a board of trustees that... Was it communicated to Steve Crowder to get rid of the gun? Promote the platform. Get rid of the gun. You know, he really is the fucking Wolverine, you know? Just like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. He started out all badass and cage fighting and shit, and then what? A couple of movies later, like Jean said, in the whole Phoenix thing, you know, she was like, he's tamed you too, Logan. He used to be the bad boy. It's probably why she fucking liked him so much, you know? She liked that whole hot and cold thing, that whole yin and yang, the safeness of Scott, but the danger of the Wolverine. You know, she liked that shit. But look at you, Steve. Look at you. Tamed. Isn't that what Gene says? Look at you. Get my red marker out. Tame. Declawed. The Wolverine is declawed. Oh, it's pitiable. I have to go. I can't look at this anymore. This is sad. This is very sad. So you're making me talk like a Jew now. Oh, it's very sad. Very sad. Very sad. I can't even look at that no more. Something went wrong. Yeah, something went wrong, all right. And the whole reason why I'm pointing out this is that if you recall correctly, this didn't always say this. This used to say, you've been muted by the creator, letting you know that you're being actively censored. So this is kind of why I do throw shade at Chris Pawlowski's way. Clearly, he is taking steps in this company. This isn't something that Steve has control over. I believe that he and Dan Bongino and others have put in requests with Rumble. Hey, listen, when we censor people, because we don't want to look like hypocritical assholes, make it say something else. Don't say you've been muted. Yo, man, don't say that. Make it say something. Make it say something else. Unable to comment. Something went wrong. Maybe you should try later. And no, trying later doesn't. Going to a different video does. It's on the entire channel. Okay? And I can comment on everybody else's. It's just particular channels that I cannot comment. These are the same. Matter of fact, I even tested it. Because as you guys know, Kyle Seraphin, the Unsuspendables, I did a screenshot of them where it used to say, you've been muted by the content creator. So I just wanted to test it, to test out my theory here. So I went to type something in to the comment section over on Kyle's Rumble. And sure enough, it now says unable to comment, something went wrong. It doesn't say you've been muted by the creator. So this confirms that Rumble. Look at me, Fred G. Sanford now. Lisbeth, I'm coming to see you, honey. Oh, Lisbeth. Rumble, you're hurting me. Come on, Chris. Et tu, Brutus. Et tu. So, here I am putting it all on blast. Like I say, I play fair. I put YouTube on blast. I'll put Rumble on blast. I don't know if I took any screenshots of it or not, but hell, even on BitChute, they were asking for badges, verification badges, and they wanted you to send in your ID. I'm like, BitChute, come on, Ray. Send in an upload ID to verify, get a check mark. Oh. Ray, you too? Oh. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. They all have a price. It's very sad. I think eventually all the platforms are going to fall. And that is frightening. That's more than sad. That's frightening. The Bilderbergs, the World Economic Forums, This is what they've been talking about. It's their ability to censor. That's the first. Right now, they're saying to each other, first things first. Before we can stage up another fake pandemic with lockdowns and totalitarian control measures, first things first, we have to annihilate the First Amendment. Their think tanks have been working overtime on how to do that. Within the Conservative Party, they're getting their operatives, their assets. There you go. You know, they're getting their assets to basically, the can of worms opens from the inside, and they know this. All right. That's why persons like Steven Crowder and Dan Bongino and Kyle Seraphin and Tim Pool and Benny Johnson, they're all pro-Israel. Well, Benny Johnson's a Jew, but anyway, do you know I believe Salty Cracker's a Jew. I think he is. But they all have them hipped, mind-fucked into believing that it's okay to lock up Palestinian protesters for their First Amendments. It's okay to take hegemonic control over the Palestinians' slogans, such as, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. We saw that with Elise Stefanik, with President Gay at, it was Harvard, right? DEI Gay, she's a DEI hire, and we saw how bad her DEI skills are. Okay, she got manhandled to the motherfucking max. Please tell us. Elise Stefanik was like, please tell us, does Harvard allow their students to call for the genocide and annihilation of an entire race? The problem is that, I don't know why Gay didn't say this, but they never said that. There were a whole bunch of protesters now. I can't speak for every last single one. And I'm almost certain that there are Jew operatives that infiltrated you had openly Jewish people allegedly in support of the Palestinians. And then you had others that were deep cover. They go in and they, basically, you're Ray Epps. Okay, you got Ray Epps style operatives all over the spectrum, okay? All over. So I can't speak for every last single one, but basically the overall majority of the protesters were saying they just simply want their homeland to be free. You can't say that by saying that from the river to the sea that's calling for the annihilation of the Jewish people. They're not saying that. We're going to take hegemonic control over exactly what you mean when you say intifada. These are just like how I can't dictate to Catholics. What we were talking about earlier in this episode. I can't dictate to Catholics as to what their criteria should be for canonization. You can call everyone. Hey, you can call a freshly laid turd a saint if you want. I don't care. It's your religion. Okay, you can't tell the Palestinians what their language means. You can't tell them that. But apparently, the conservatives have been completely ensnared in this massive hypocrisy. Massive hypocrisy. It's okay to censor if we don't like it as conservatives, if it goes against our Jewish masters. Then it's okay to start arresting, deporting. Then it's okay to do it. I see. And you don't see how greenlighting that type of shit could end up coming back on you way down the road. You don't see that? All you can see is what's in front of your face right now. Right? Yeah. getting your way right now. Yes, see, it goes back to that Trump episode I did almost 2 years ago where I said they're going to make the conservatives so starved and hungry for a win, they'll take any slop. And damn if that isn't exactly what happened. You will slop that shit up. You don't even care. The hypocrisy. You know, I think they've even gone back to talking about the Canadian truckers and how they were thrown in jail, their $500,000, $1 million rigs seized and lives destroyed, bank accounts frozen, people who donated to the cause, their bank accounts were frozen. All kinds of draconian shit. But things are different when it comes to the Palestinians. Oh, okay, right. We can handle things differently. Oh, okay. See, I try not to get too uppity and high and mighty and you know, when I sit there, I think earlier in the episode I said I'll swaddle you and spoon feed the information to you. You know, I don't want to be condescending. I really don't. Because again, in all actuality, I don't think I am that smart. I really don't. You know, I think I'm just an average guy. You know, I don't think I'm stupid, but I don't think that I'm some genius or nothing like that. Okay? Like I said, I don't even know if I spelled canonization right. Okay? Trust me. I'm not the smartest guy that's out there. But my God, you people really can't see the massive hypocrisy of what is going on in this country and how greenlighting, how playing along with this hypocrisy could have extremely dire and dangerous effects down the road. By the time you have realized what you have done to yourself, it will be too late. And then, God help you. God help us all. All right, people, that's it. This did indeed turn into a doozy of an episode. All right, thanks for tuning in. Like I say, unable to comment, Stevie Weeby, baby boy. You know, and then he gets up there, oh, YouTube, they've done it to us again. Fuck YouTube. YouTube is dead. YouTube's dead and Rumble did it. If you say so, Steve. If you say so. But hey, you're the one playing the censorship game too. All right, guys. Keep your eyes open. Keep fighting. You might not hear from me for another couple of weeks. I don't know. I'll try and get things out when I can. But like I say, the censorship is just crazy. Keep fighting. Keep looking for truth. Keep seeking out truth. Seek out truth and try and get closer to the Lord. Lord knows I am. That's it for now. Total Control 871.